been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our cloudlands when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. And I'll be running, possessed by a low, low voodoo. Fired up like a wolf on a full moon. And we're stuck in a la la land. The tides will turn without us. And I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to 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 clear my head.
I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm done with yesterday. Father. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my styling. Where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still tired of the pain. Go away. I'm done with yesterday. Father.
Come in, I can seat you by the fire. Listen, there's something I must confide. I know I said that it'd be fine. I know I made it look like it'd be alright, but I think I learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna let you out of my sight. You can call me killer, 'cause I'll bring you to the light. And it might taste bitter when you're answering to God. You can call me killer as you look into my eyes. Nothing but a sinner. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. You won't get away.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'd like to take a moment to say hello, and thank you for having me back again. Finally, with a clear schedule, we've got Rebel tonight. Finally, a cast I have with them up against Punk Esports, best of 3, first round of the playoffs for ESEA Season 39, at least in the main division. Advance has already gotten underway, but it's time for the main guys to shine. Tonight we've got none other than Punk Esports up against the home crowd of Rebel. Vertigo being our first map chosen by the opposition. Rebel having chosen Inferno as the second map, and then a third. We've got Nuke on the horizon. Not so far off. It's going to be an exciting one no matter what. A best of 3 series always delivers in one way or another. And I'm hoping to get into the action soon, because it seems the Rebel have only Reaper to ready up in the server, and we'll be right into the action. Vertigo up first. Don't go anywhere. And it seems that actually I timed it almost perfectly. Rebel have all readied up. Everything is ready and good to go. And we should be flying in just a moment here. Match is now live. The restarts have come through. And Rebel starting on the CT side, having chosen the map, Punk Esports. Going to be giving that leisure up to a team that we know and love. Majority of us have come to watch today, but C-Mitch is a friend of mine as well. I'm glad to see him playing. It's going to be a lot of fun. And speak of the devil, he's leading the charge at this point in time. Severe He's the only player at the front side of A right now. He's the only player who can spot anything out. The flashbang goes ahead, and Severe's not there to take it, but he does have the info. He's heard it, and Kraken, he's going to react off that. He's already gone through B. A lot of information gained, a lot of footsteps heard as well, and Severe in the top site does a little bit of damage, peppering away through the smoke. Maybe able to do a little bit more, but a nade waiting to soar on a default. C-Mitch is going to taste that one. Ooh, it's the second one that does the majority of the damage. Barely escaping with his life down to 26. Kraken's on the flank. Paxton seems to be aware of the possibility, and although the flashbang goes through, it's TQ dodges it for a moment, but Paxton's already rounded the corner of the box. Will not protect him for long enough. A flashbang ahead from the CTs, though, allows the retake to start. Reaper's the first to head towards the ramp. Severe over top. He's going to take a fight. Alert actually kills his teammate. C-Mitch is dropped. And Severe, he's going to do the same. He's going to drop a player of his own, sticking the bomb inside of the smoke. Rebel win the round off of a stick, and it's a 4v3 on the retake. And although these T's may have found a couple of kills, one more at the end there for Shy Fresh. It's that first round for Rebel. That means a whole lot for them. It's just going to be pistols here for Punk. They're going to be buying up into the next round. They got that bomb planted at the very least. That's going to be a lot for them in the economy terms of things. But they've got 3 SMGs up ahead of them. The CT side are going to try and farm up some money here. They actually only sent 1 towards the A-bomb site, and Jacro's the one holding it, but they get closer and closer to the front side of the ramp. Severe's been dropped. The only player with an M4, but Nublis has got 1 just below. It's not exactly the standard. The FAMAS do the trick, and Nublis has gotten a 3rd. He's done it all in the round so far. Shy Fresh does catch a quick deg on a Jacro, though, and Nublis isn't done there. He pulls even farther ahead. USP out, and not going to find the ace, although C-Mitch on the Deagles doubled down for himself and brought into a 1 versus 1. He's got all the time in the world. He's got guns to pick up as well. That M4 is actually really close to him if he wants to retrieve that. Kraken going on an information play to the side hall, though. I'm not sure if C-Mitch is going to be ready for it, but at least he'll have the timing to pick up a gun if he so pleases. Seemingly avoiding one another for this moment in time. It's Kraken who spots his adversary first. The rifle was not picked up in time. It was actually camouflage blending in with the ground, perhaps. C-Mitch not quite catching it, but that second round conversion for Rebel is going to mean quite a lot. And what will mean even more, actually, now that I think about it, is the fact that they lost 4 of their players in that round. All 5 of Punk Esports have full utility N5 AKs, and the CT side can't exactly say that. They've got not nearly enough to play with into this round. Not nearly enough in comparison to their opponents at the very least, and even then the CTs are low on util. So not only are they low in terms of the weaponry, but the nades not looking too great either. So Punk Esports definitely with a way back into this game right here and right now. The money is still weak on Rebel. Should they lose this round out, there's no telling how much damage that they can do to them for the rounds to proceed. Jacro pulls away back to the site along with the SMG. He's got a player in support. Severe still in top site, but with an M4 this time, he instead doesn't decide to go very far forward. Sticks around top site. He's got teammates to support him and help him out, and the aggressive plays really weren't working out for them. That Molotov's really nice from Reaper, though. Off the wall, it bounces, and it keeps Alcer on the other side of it, meaning he can't get any more map control. He can't even take a fight. Nublis, though, he's going to take a fight over the top of the yellow wall. Close up, though. Paxton catches Jacro with his gun not pulled, and that's going to be a free frag for him, although Alcer in mid, he may be caught off by Reaper, but he's got the better weapon for the job. He's got a lot of space that he's taken at this stage. Sadik is casting Rebel. Sage never ends, does it? Spams through the smoke, not doing a whole lot, but Kraken does actually catch out that lurk from Alcer. He's caught off on the top of the boost. It's the SMG that gets the job done. Damage done on the A site, though, and C-Mitch to do it. Taken out immediately by Nublis, who doubles down. The conversion on the spray is there, and the AK in the hands of Kraken's not rotated over yet, and Reaper's on his own, but he doesn't care. He rounds the smoke, denies the plant, gets an AK as well. A 3rd round for Revel. Still onto their winning ways. The T side yet to answer back, and they're going to have to do it here and now because the CT side finally have a position where they can start to swing a couple of rounds consistently together. In mid, Reaper resides, and nade towards the front side of A ramp. A lot of damage done to C-Mitch off the back of that one, but at the side hall, it's Nublis. There's a smoke on the other end. He hears 2 footsteps at the very least. If he spams through, he's going to find that one, and he takes out the higher of the HP players, I believe. C-Mitch. Oh, no, he was the lower of the 2. My mistake. Tech 9 at this range. Though, I was going to say, you can't really expect to hit a shot like that, but Alcer downrange with the least likely of weapons, gets it done and finds a second as well. He's followed up on Anubis in close range. He's got another player. He's picked up the M4, though, a better weapon for the job, and Severe's going to have to count his lucky stars that he hasn't been one of those first two players, but Alcer wants to make it even more. He's gotten 3. A hat trick in the round that he hadn't even found a kill, and he has now found 3 of his own. Alert on the Deagle, though. Tags up Reaper into the side. Still a little bit scared to make their way back in, or the CT side. The bomb's not yet been planted. And the fact that 2 of these players are still so low could be an issue moving forwards. It will eventually try to go down. A flashbang goes high, and Kraken's going to move off of it. Low HP player dealt with first. 17, now 16 for Kraken. Close range. He deals with the low HP of Shyfresh just as well. And spotted, and Kraken's got the 1v3. I believe it was a 1v3 anyway. At least it was the 3K in the round overall, and he'll defuse with confidence. A 4th round. Rebel now beginning to stop their opponent as the T-side are yet to find anything, although they have post plants. That is not enough. Not a lot of B presence being shown by this T side at all. Instead, they head their way towards A constantly, and Severe's going to dodge the nades just that little bit. It heads on the other side of the sandbag and not his way, but Reaper and Alcer have a little bit of a Mexican standoff at this point on 2 sides of the wall. It's a matter of who budges first. An interesting battle for sure. Reaper playing the patient game, that much is for sure. War of attrition if he stands up. Nublis may be in trouble as well. Alert with the AWP spots his head. If he takes a shot through the wall, it won't matter. He's peeked his way back up, and Nublis is lost to the fray. It's the WP to find that opening pick. Alcer now finally activating inside of mid, though. Reaper's been here all round long, but on the other side of the dumpster, it's not going to do him a whole lot of good. The position is worthless. Not when you don't find any frags. You heard the zoom of Severe as well. Alcer definitely on for a round and a half right now if he just takes away the attention. Because they are split between the bomb sites. There's one player over at A, it's Jackro. He has an SMG. Severe with the op in mid, can move over to A if he so pleases, but same can't really be said for Kraken. He's caught between a rock and a hard place. 5 players still left standing for Punk Esports as well. Alcer down the ladder, joining up with his teammates in just a moment as they inch their way closer and closer to the site. Jackro will have heard, and with 30 seconds about left on the clock, there's not really a whole lot of other options for there to be in the round. And Severe's made his way back. Sniper rifle posted and ready to support. Jackro's gotten closer and closer. Severe missing his first shot, though. It's a hard one to hit, all things considered. And at range, Jackro does good damage onto Paxton. No frag. He'll go back in for more, though, trying to plant the bomb. Not going to pan out. You've got to hold on to that angle a little bit harder than that. They're not going to be successful. Bomb's been dropped. Kraken through the smoke has found a double. Not enough time to get the bomb down. C-Mitch is not close enough. His teammate is, though. Alert's picked it back up. C-Mitch, he's going to go for that fight and win it out. Bomb's going to attempt to be planted. One more bullet will do the trick, but he gets off of it. Alert, my friend, no. Surely not. He has the chance to put it down. It looked like he would have. The last couple of bullets in the clip missing out, and he gets off the plant instead. And Rebel find 5. They may lose all 5 of their players in the process. But at least they have those round buffers to play with now. They're with 3 SMGs and a FAMAS. Jesus, wow. This is not the greatest buy put together right now. Blinded up just a little bit. Paxton on the entry. He's been spotted by the CTs, but he's been fully blinded. He can't really do anything about the position he's been given. Jacker on the other side of the smoke, though. He's going to look to capitalize. He goes over top. The op's been spotted. Headshot found onto both players. Shyfresh and Alert both being dropped. C-Mitch and Alcer. They've got the bomb in their possession in a 2 versus 3. It's not like they're too low on HP. It's definitely a world where they make this happen, but it's going to take a lot of heroics from this stage. Player in the back lines. Kraken's not yet been identified as a possible threat. Alcer may have turned around, but he has to turn around and hit the shots. He missed step 2. C-Mitch now in the clutch, all on his own. His teammates have fallen from every side of him, although he may find Reaper on a decent spray on him falling off the top side of the site. Rebel do find 6, and it's Chakra to do it in an unlikely turn of events. The CTs managed to make it work once more, and Punk are back on pistols for round number 7. Hero AK for C-Mitch. See what that does. It's Reaper in mid, though, on his lonesome. He spotted 2 bodies, and now he drops a Molotov and asks for some support. Nublis has pulled his way on back. There are players available to him, and while they try to flash for a player of their own, it's Reaper who does just the same right on back, although he's run out of ammo in the M4. He's reloaded? When did he get the chance to reload? I didn't know. Either way, middle of the B-bomb site, Kraken against a couple of players now. Ahead of him, it's the pistol who drops first, and it's Simic still with that AK-47 doing the damage, finding a frag, but nothing more. Shyfresh 1v3. 4, actually. Now make it 1 versus 3. It's not a headshot. Still a frag, nevertheless, but another round for Rebel. Now things start to get into very dangerous territory for Punk Esports. They are 7-0 down within 1 round of losing out the half as it stands, and they haven't even put a first onto the board. This is where it becomes a runaway game for map number 1 from Rebel. Clearly, the map pick for Punk Esports is not panning out for them in the way that they had anticipated it. There's still more than enough time to get it started, though. Also with an AWP, we haven't seen that just yet. We have seen Severe with it. Not like he's been doing a whole lot. Not like he has had to, all things considered. Not really being tested, not really being forced into any awkward positions where he might need to make a play, where he might need to get that ball rolling. His teammates have been doing all the work for him. That's clear to see. Nublis and Kraken lighting up the scoreboard at 9 and 10 kills respectively apiece. Molly doesn't quite hit its mark onto the sandbag, though, but it gets the idea across. Severe takes a shot, falls away. Nublis by his side, but the T's are going to continue to gain that map control with 1:20 on the clock. They have the utility to re-execute if they want to go for a little bit of a fake, maybe pull a rotation, but this amount of map control being given to them so early on in the round could come back to bite the CT side, who are beginning to dwindle on utility as the round goes further and further. Their flashbangs begin to fall away, but the one thing that does bode well for them at the end of it all is the amount of mollies and smokes they have. Those should not be going away anytime soon, especially considering that all 5 of the T's have regrouped towards the A-bomb site. Shoulder to shoulder, side by side, the whole squadron is here, and the execute's looking to make its way on. Nublis doing his best Severe impression, taking up the position he was in quite some time before, and now Severe's instead pulled his way back towards the spawn with the sniper rifle, taking some pop shots through the smoke. The bomb's not yet been tapped, though, so there's no worry about a plant, but now, as that finally does come through, Nublis burning inside of the Molotov goes over top of the site, and he's been shot down through the smoke. It's Simic to capitalize off of his utility. Well placed and well timed, and it looks like possibly now, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but a round maybe in the cards for Punk Esports. And a 5v4, it's definitely a possibility. Jackro with the smoke and 2 flashes, though, and a kill found by Kraken at the very least. Pull back immediately by Shyfresh. Damage is good, but the kills aren't good enough for the CT side, and trading effectively are the T's, and they don't even need to trade after long enough. Shyfresh and Simic will chime in for 1 apiece at the very end of it all, and that will cement them their first round on the board. They've finally done it. They've managed to make it work. 10 and 6 right now also is Simic. I didn't actually realize. He's been definitely finding frags. Although they may not have been the most impactful on the round overall, he's definitely been putting in the work. Under mid they go. USPs for the CTs. You can see that one round loss after winning 7 in a row is enough to break them entirely. Alser and Shyfresh both finding more than enough frags inside of mid. Shyfresh with a very nice couple of frags on the low HP players, though Severe may find 2 with the USP, but he burns to a crisp inside of the molly from the fallen player. It's Alser to get one beyond the grave, and that will find them their second round. But now they've got to worry about the sniper rifle of Severe, maybe with a new vengeance, maybe with a new life. He has that spawn for B. He actually has it for mid as well if he decides to take it to either point. He'd have to be a fool not to. Usually heading towards A. You'll see that he takes this spawn with full confidence, and actually it may be the right call because a lot of these players are heading towards the B-bomb site. It's not going to be fast, though. Instead, Simic walks it around. There's a smoke put up, and he just misses the timing on the shot, and Simic evades it. Damage done onto Shyfresh, nade, HE does, oh, hell of a lot as well. Reaper always loves these flashbang plays in the front side of the mid area, and also goes down to it again. Shyfresh is in no position to be trading out like that, especially now with Severe from the heavens above. He'll strike, and he'll strike hard. Flashbang for Kraken to peek. Hasn't spotted anything, but Simic has already bypassed this entirely, and Kraken doesn't seem to be ready for it. Does Severe know, though? Does he know that he's on the wood? It should be an easy flick. He's all of inches away. Simic playing it patiently. He really has to hope that somebody gives him the means of making their way forward. Paxton has a flashbang. Simic is up close. It goes over and ahead, and he's going to miss his shot. Simic, though, he's continued to make his way forward. Done for. Up, drop. Low HP player at the boost. Got to be careful. Molly onto your feet. You got to make your way into the site, or you got to burn in the crisp. Burn to a crisp, rather. And disadvantage for the T side. Bomb's going to try and be planted. Kraken not going around any smokes this time around. It's Simic who has your number. Nade finally putting him to rest. The flashbang for the re-execute, or the retake, I guess it would be more accurate. But can they hold on to this round? Alert with the AWP, 1 shot, 1 kill. If Reaper deals with Paxton, though, at the side of the site, there's no telling how far this round can fall to the wayside. Low HP player dealt with. Op does connect. 4 kills to his name through the smoke. He connects onto Jackro as well. No tap onto the bomb required, and he's got one more to topple. It's Noobless. He's got an AK now picked up on the side of the sandbags, and he's going to go for the no-scope. He may miss it out, but there's no kit. There's no time. And Noobless has afforded Punk Esports that third round. Op picked up, but what difference does it make when the T-side have begun to claw their way back into this game so heavily now? They've got no money. Revel absolutely drained. Their loss bonus has reached 3 now, so the next round will be a full buy for Revel nevertheless with that AWP save. We're going to have to wait and see if they can pull something off a little bit stellar in this round, maybe change the pace a bit, because Severe not really getting a whole lot towards the B-bomb site. Knows that he'll get a fight towards A almost consistently, and he'll go for it. He swings it forward, legs Ozzer, pulls away almost immediately afterwards, and that's a good call to have made, but Noobless going down early on at Sandbags is going to be a problem. Well, Molly on to Jackro as well, who decides to go through and inside of the smoke. If only he knew that Shy was so blind. Oh my lord, Shy actually does read into that situation. AK picked up by Jackro, gets out of dodge. He gets to use that. Gets to wield the fully automatic one-shot headshot kill. Weapon and with the AWP still inside of the A site. Kraken's gonna hightail it back over to B. He's the only player who can make his way over there in time. In good time. Now things go silent, and rightfully so. Man advantage for Punk Esports. They may have lost a couple of lives and gave it away in AK, but now they realize that they just have to play the numbers advantage. They have to play their bodies. They're playing up against a mixed bag buy of pistols and that op that had been saved in the last, and they realize there's no reason to just sit idly by and hope that something falls into your lap. Thankfully, Jackro had made a play on the other side of that smoke there to at least alleviate tensions for a moment. 45 seconds left on the clock, though, and a little bit antsy worrying about where the hit might come out. Are Severe and Jackro both side by side checking out mid, but pulling their way over into A. Well timed. Over top of the site, flashbang is good, but Severe's not blinded by it before he gets the chance to flick over onto Osser through the smoke, though. Paxton almost finishing the job onto him, but Jackro's been down at his site. Paxton, he'll continue his line of spray. He finds it, as well as another immediately following, a hat trick in the round overall. And biting their way back into this, biting at the ankles of their adversaries are Punk Esports. It's Revel who are a little bit lost at this stage. They finally have a buyback, off into the hands of Severe once more. He hasn't really been doing a whole lot, like I said earlier on, to make me believe and instill confidence in me that the monster that is Severe has arrived to the server tonight, but there's more than enough time for that to come into fruition. There's more than enough time for that to come into play. We're only in the first half of map number 1. Nice from Shy Fresh. Other side of the smoke. Reaper had no idea what was coming. First time in a while we're actually going to be seeing this T-side take some early B presence. It's alert very far forward to the front side of B, and Kraken, you can see, is a little bit confused at that. Oh, also top side of the box is almost caught off by Kraken once again, but the B-bomb site is all theirs. 4v3. Also still inside of mid. Easy does it on a Kraken. The reload's not going to come out in time because Noobless has already dropped it. Top site. Nice default position for Noobless to try and capitalize off of a pick. Default molly as well. Player to the left, not quite spotted. Jackro doesn't see him, and that's going to be alert, capitalizing off the timing that he had found on the swing. It's a great round from Punk Esports to find that fit. They're going to be hunting him down with the sniper, not letting him save it. He's going to find that first pick. Paxton not so far off either, and he's going to round the bend. He spots the shoulder, takes the shot, wins it out. Not going to have the round, though, even still, but impressive. Finding those 2 picks. See Mitch nowhere in sight. He's actually over towards A. I wonder if they're going to meet. Not to be. No, actually, that's exactly how I feel about Severe. De Matoy, I think that's how it would be pronounced. I feel like that exactly. I say it in almost every cast that I have for this guy. It only makes sense because every time you see this guy get a hat trick or a multi-kill with the op, immediately after that, he's on for the entirety of the game. A switch that can't be turned off, really, but not always the easiest to turn on, which is something that definitely comes with its ups and downs. Shyfresh selling a little bit of info over at the A bomb site, dumping some utility and some shots over as well. But with a minute 30, it seems like an early execution from the T side over at B. The only player here to stop them is Kraken. He's got just this 5-7 up in close range. Teammate is going to get boosted over the wooden wall, and the head not been spotted by Kraken, but eventually he does go for the shots and takes him out as well. Not a bullet of damage done. Alert could literally just spam over the top of his wood and kill him. Shyfresh, good brain on the man, ready for the wrap around from their spawn, and that's honestly something you don't see all too often. So, inwards they go. Severe misses his chance on the blind shot. Not quite going to hit it that time around. He gets a second chance at life, though, blinded up. He gets his vision back eventually, and the 5-7 does good damage. Deagle just the same, but not dead as Paxton. Oh my lord, one bullet of damage is the difference between Alert and Paxton going down, but instead they managed to make that post plant look a lot less dangerous than it probably should have. A 6th round, and they've managed to string 6 consecutively together to the 7 consecutive of Revel earlier on. And Punk Esports looked like they want to win out the half. If they pull this round out of their you-know-where now, then there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to win out on 8 on their T side of Vertigo. It's really turned the game onto its head for these last few, and I'm excited to see where it heads into the second, but as we stand now, it's round number 14. AKs are out for Punk. The WP not available to them this time around. Or perhaps, with all the money that they have, it seems like they'd rather just stick with that fully automatic rifle setup instead. Reaper in towards mid, usually pretty good with the success that he finds. Not going to be met with any transgression this time around, though. Reaper does this every single time, it feels like. That one right-click pop flash into mid, and he always finds a frag off of it. It's the most simple and most rudimentary thing, but it literally works every time for him. And there's another flashbang forward from the CT side. This time it's a setup for Nublis to find a couple of frags. He's already found 3 USP pull. He's not going to be able to finish the quadra kill. Instead, he leaves it to his teammates to finish the job. Nublis is on one right now. He's not letting up, and this 8th round on the horizon for them off the back of what he's done is now all for Paxton to try and make for none. First player spotted, Severe down. Bomb trying to be planted almost immediately. He's not even gonna get to the bomb site. It's Reaper who's already shooting lead into his side before he gets there. So we hit the last round of the half. A buy still available for Punk Esports. It won't be perfect by any stretch, but it'll definitely be something to play with into this round. 4 AKs. Alcer will be afforded at least a Galil and some utility as well. It's a decent buy, all things considered. Ooh, nice little nade off the crane. That's going to do a hell of a lot of damage. Shyfresh, Seamich, and Alcer taken down for a grand total of about 125 damage, give or take. And inside of the site they go very quickly, realizing all the damage they've taken. They don't really have time to stall, but the CTs are all here, 4 of which, as a matter of fact, are ready for the retake. Trying to reach over top of the site. Jackro's not going to be too successful on that one. Molly on a default once again, though, will deny the bomb for at least another moment. The T's have run out of smokes, though, and that's going to be a problem for them if they want to try and put it down in the next few moments. Molotov redeployed on the top of Alert as he punches in the digits, though. He does manage to fall his way back. Reaper with a long and labored spray onto the player boosted over the side of the site. It's a gimmick angle, but he finds it anyway. I thought he would have started to tap, but no. He commits to the spray, and also with a Galil at this angle is a super one-and-done scenario, especially after Reaper has already found one of your teammates. He finds Nublis, not able to convert onto the next. Paxton, the 1-versus-2 clutch. I can't believe it. How do you find that second bullet? He goes into the second half, and we reach 7 to 8. What is that? What? It didn't even look like he moved his mouse to where the guy was for the bullet to connect to him, if that makes sense. Like, it didn't look like he had actually, like, done the action of transferring before the guy had even died. Well, nevertheless, we'll go into the second half. It's a pretty even keel one, all things considered. A lot more even than I was actually anticipating. And honestly, it's Rebel finding 8-7 on their CT half. I thought that it would have been a little bit more runaway for one team than that, but especially after that 0-7 start, a phenomenal showing of mental fortitude from the Punk Esports players right now. Clearly, C-Mitch has been lighting up the scoreboard. I believe he's their top fragger at this point in time. We'll see if we can keep that up on the defense, though. Obviously, a considerably easier job letting the T's walk into your crosshair, but it's a matter of whether or not you position yourself around your teammates well enough. It's also a matter of whether or not Rebel are actually prepared for this T side on the map that they didn't pick. So, more than enough time to wait and see if that is going to be the case. There's 3 players left to ready up, Reaper, Alert, and C-Mitch. It shouldn't be all too long before we get right back into the swing of things. In the meantime, how you guys doing? How's your day? Everybody hanging in? Yo, what's poppin', caster? Not much. Just hanging out, trying to make a little bit of money on the side with this. This has been a lot of fun. Casting these last couple of days. I just got home from college for a couple of days to hang out with my parents and just relax. I do, however, have a couple of things I need to get done in these next couple of days, as well as after this cast, and that's... C'est la vie. It's whatever. Just get it done, you know. But I'm very glad to be here tonight. I'm really happy to be back with Revel. It's been a minute now. And it's a better time than any to come back online with them. Playoffs now, hitting the first stage. I'm glad to be the first caster with them for it. And Reaper's now the last play to ready. Make that nobody. We're going to be heading into the second half. Wow, that was a pretty decent segue into it. Icen. ICN. ICN? ICN, maybe, perhaps, instead of icy. Who knows? I don't. Scout for Alert. He's got a kid as well. He's the only player at the A-bomb site for this moment in time. They're instead heading their way to the front side of mid for... or rather, 3 of the Punk Esports players. You mean, man? What is, Nade's heading into the site for the boost. Not actually going to manage to land onto Alert, though. He's taking a much more passive position inside of the site. Rotation comes through. They still have this smoke for the retake. But Kraken's got a flashbang, and that honestly could be more important in the later stages of this round. Severe tucked into the side of the site. Shy Pressure spotted him. Take some shots into the little feetsies. C-Mitch will finish the job. It's a 4 versus 3. Still favoring Rebel on top of the bomb. Nobody's gotten yet. They only have that kid onto Alert inside of the smoke. He sticks it. Jackro's found that first kill. Alert trying to stick. It's actually been successful so far, and they find it the 8th round. Alert's done it inside of the smoke, although 3 players may live from Rebel at the end of it all. A stolen round. All things considered, I think that's a pretty crazy one to have stun away. It's definitely a tilter. 8-8, tying things up. All they get the bomb down. That means that Rebel is going to be going back in for that buy. It's up against 3 SMGs, though. It looks like they've actually made out with the better of the 2. An AK, no F4 on the side of Punk. They've got Galil's as well. Flashbangs ahead. SMG is going to make his way forward to the front side of the ramp, but then... well, Paxton down early on in the round, first 20 seconds or so. And Shyfresh is looking for a little bit of info as well as a kill. Possibly he accidentally finds the head of that player, it looked like almost. Does good damage on a Jackro as well. But nobody in the vicinity to try and make good off of the work he had done. Still committing to the A-bomb site they are, though, and a nade goes up top, and now they make their way in. CTs are going to have a very difficult time getting their way through this, especially without a plethora of utility. But as I say that, the utility that they did have seems to be good enough, well used. Severe and Jackro have been taken down into critical condition. Still flashbangs for both sides, though. And here they go. SMG up first, topples Nublus on a little bit of a run and gun spray. It's an easy enough kill at the range that he was at, but the AK close up has the bomb's vision entirely up to him, and Kraken's going to take the head off of that first. Not going to be a ninja this time around, not if Kraken has anything to say about it. And Alert's going to get on top of the bomb. He doesn't have a kit. He's got to stick it for the 10 seconds. Severe's going to be spamming him through, and Alert's going to have to fall away. He doesn't even get that chance. It's Jackro with a stray bullet through the smoke. Anybody's game even still. It's really no clear victor right now, but as it stands, Punk Esports are throwing everything that they have against the brick wall. In this round here, they have no money to be buying fully into the next, so they realize that. And using that information, they make the educated decision to fully invest. They've got an SMG in the hands of C-Mitch, the rest on pistols, and that's all she wrote. Rebel should have an easy does-it round up ahead of them so long as they play their cards right. If the spacing is good enough, shouldn't have any problems. Mid, not being contested upon, and Shyfresh is going to pull away now, realizing that much. What is that? Is that Davey? I thought that was like Davey and somebody else like spliced together, but I just can't tell. I thought it was Sonic in him for a second, but I think it's just Davey when he had longer hair. C-Mitch, once again with that SMG, getting things off to a pretty good start. 17 frags to his name. He's got that opener in this round here. P250 through that wall. Will that even do a lot of damage? Oh my god, it does? I'm not sure if you hit him with 1 or 2 bullets, but down to 84 with 2 P250 bullets through that wall is actually kind of crazy. AK spots the shoulder of Shyfresh on the other side of side halt, and that's an easy does it frag for him. Alert though dodges from the flashbang of Reaper. Not going to work out for your little pop this time around. 3v4. Top sight. Paxton actually does fire off a couple of shots, and it's C-Mitch who continues to find frags. He's going to find even a third in the round overall. He's got the AK to pick up as well, and he's the hero. Well and truly. Alert may have found 2, but C-Mitch with the only non-pistol of the entirety of the team has found that 3K, a little bit of money put into the pocket, 1,800 to be exact, along with the round victory bonus. And Rebel are going to be scratching their heads after that one, maybe a little bit. What's up, Fear? This guy's following me, man. How does he know? Just kidding. Just kidding. I know how you know. The Glocks, except for Kraken. He's got a Deagle, but they head out through into mid very quickly through the Molotov they head. Nade not going to be sent through, and maybe also is going to be beating himself up after that decision, but eventually he'll send it out, find a frag. And he'll find a couple of more along with it. He and Alert combining for 4 in total, 2 apiece. Double digits for Punk Sports. And Rebel have 5 AKs. This is where things really get interesting. This is where things come down to the wire. This is where the game may change, and we're going to have to wait and see if that is going to be the case, because this is the swing round that Rebel definitely are going to need. And Punk Esports, they're definitely going to be hoping to find a round like this, because that could set the pace for the remainder of map number 1. Once again, worth mentioning that it is the pick of Punk Esports. So seeing them on the more comfortable of the 2 sides now, it's quite a very real possibility that we see this maybe go their way at the end of it all. I'm literally following on every platform. I know. Trade 1 for 1 inside of mid. That's going to be decent enough for Nublus. He's going to be happy with that. I'm sure Jackro would have liked. Whoa! Whoa! That was me, like, sneezing, like, while I was, like, breathing. That was absolute pain. Oh. Like, the bottom of my stomach is like a pit right now. It's like an abyss. It's like I lost all the air in my body. That's what I'm saying. I sneezed. That was a sneeze. I, like, lost all the air in my body. What is this caster? Paid. That's what I am. Nublus spawns the jump spot at the top side of A. Shyfresh will go down off the back of it. He's going to be punished for it. Nublus goes doubly down. He's on a Rampage at the front side of A right now. 3 kills to his name, and Alert and C-Mitch, they're going to go for this long con flank. They've got time, and they seem to have timing as well if they manage to do it before the bomb gets planted. It'll go down now. Bless you, I think. Holy severe. What? He finds both players lined up. Finds both of their heads. It almost looked like one of them was an accident. Maybe it was, but either the difference it makes, it's 10 to 10. I'm scared of this caster. Don't be scared, man. I don't bite. That's actually, like, it's probably a lie. I definitely bite. I take that back. I definitely bite. Fast A, they head. You hear all the footsteps making their way forward. The flashbang is going to be good from the CT side for this point in time. The only issue is that no player is able to capitalize off of that timing. Good damage done already from the utility, however. The T side are still brute forcing their way forward with a 5v4 effectively inside of the site. See if they can get it done. Well, they might even be just granted the bomb plants. It's typically how it goes on this map, unless they've got mollies and nades. Mid-sight, SMG tears through 2, actually. It's Jackro to do it. Nublis with a nice spam on through. It's going to keep Paxton at bay for a moment. Severe looked like he had maybe or Alert rather, it looked like he had an angle over the top of CT, but it's a save. AWP in the hands of Alert. The Reaper actually may go down to it if he decides to walk peek into it. And oh, no. What? What are these shots that are being hit right now? This is crazy. Reaper actually at a disadvantage in that fight, takes the pre-fire and wins it out. Revel find 11, back to winning ways, back to the lead that they had. Paxton finds a double as they line up for him, and maybe AK's to be picked up. He's not going to go for it. Instead, he just sticks with the A1S. He's fine with his hand he's been dealt. I had to blow my nose after that one. Whew. Okie dokie. Back into the action. 3 rifles for Punk. They save those ones from the last, obviously, and the others are just buying up whatever they can. Severe, he's going to get the opportunity of a lifetime onto Paxton, and he at least finds the leg. Through the corner of the wall. Paxton wants more. Still on the other side of the sandbag. Jackro rounding the corner. It could be an easy frag for him, but instead Paxton spots him. It's Alert who finds a frag through the wall. Jackro immediately with a return. Oh, and if they're not careful about this, Deagle, Shyfresh is constantly finding 1Ds at this side hall. He's done it again, the second one that I've seen at the very least. AWP to be picked up by Jackro, no stranger to that weapon, but instead he tosses it out the map. Good man. No ability for that to be retrieved. Very good flashbang for also to peek. A flashbang in response from Nublis, though, is going to isolate him to a completely other side of mid. Kraken tested. C-Mitch inside of the site. He's got a couple of targets up ahead of him. He finds the first, also tucked in the corner. AK is going to spot the shoulder. Easiest frag of his life. But it's a 2 versus 3 even still. Caught between a rock and a hard place. Alert and C-Mitch being pinched from both sides. It's really the only chance that they have of winning this round, Revel. But Nubla still holding on inside of mid. Jackro's at A ramp, and maybe they want to pinch A instead. There's only one player there. It's Shy with that Deagle. He already found 1 kill earlier on. And if the attention is taken away well enough, he might be able to find a kill in the backline, but no. Nublis has been dealt with, and a bomb out into the hands. It's the Deagle that rings true once again. A back and forth game, a back and forth affair of rounds after rounds. I feel like we just grant everybody what they so please. And as we tie it up once again, I can't even really begin to fathom who could take this game over the line for map number 1. Taking a look at the kills right now for the server, C-Mitch and Nublis both tied for leaders of the server at 21 kills apiece. The only difference is that C-Mitch has actually got 13 deaths to the 18 of Nublis, so he's definitely been keeping himself a lot more alive in these rounds, maybe baiting a little bit more. It looks like he was actually playing more entry a lot of the time, at least some of the time, so I'm not really sure what to make of that, but Very impressive, nevertheless, and he's going to need to continue that line of form in map number 1, as well as for the next 1, possibly 2 maps to follow, should we need that. Severe, with the off this time around, not able to fight out Alert, but the Glock of Reaper in close range is more than enough, apparently. What's up, Bono? Seamich baits a lot, don't worry. All my friends call Seamich a baiter. Flash for Paxton, 2 peek at the side hall, and it's going to come through just now, and Reaper's on the other side of it, but he doesn't even need the flashbang. Reaper pulls a smoke, maybe a little bit preemptively. That's a frag right on back. Not the opper, but a frag nevertheless. Me and all the homies love Seamich. Seamich squad. The Seamich supporters. Seamich with an off angle in the B bomb site. He's all the way deep in the back behind the pillars. He's already gotten a third. His crosshair placement is so very messy, but he manages to get it done anyway. Makes it look almost easy while he does it. 24 frags, AWP picked up, and he's got another multi-kill to his name, and it looks like Seamich has gotten us to that 12th round. The money is not there for Revel to buy up into the next round if they lose this one out. So we'll have to see if they can go big or go home right here and right now, because if they don't, honestly, I think the Punk Esports might have a really solid chance of running over this map in the next few, at least a 14-11 to score line following a loss here. So for Revel's sake, I hope they pull ahead. Alert with a quick peek into the bottom of B. It's shots from the AK of Kraken that do connect, but they're not lethal. It's the AWPs that is. 1 shot, 1 kill, and Osser's going to take a couple of shots as well. His are much more potent than the last, but Paxton making this look like a much more difficult set of rounds than maybe they had to be. It's Reaper and Severe in the clutch with only a singular smoke against the world. That's a good start. Opening frag, Severe, not his weapon of choice, but definitely not too shabby with the AK himself. Opper smoked off the angle, nade goes deep. Severe's high on HP though, but Reaper's now met down to the same level of HP that his teammate is at half. Oh, Severe, he's going for a little bit of an info play. He gets closer and closer to Paxton. He takes his head off as well, 2v3. Bomb attempts to be planted. Reaper should be good for it, and Severe might even have another frag. He's gotten 3. There's literally no way this guy wins the round all on his own. So the AWP's up next, and Severe's a monster. Lay off, man. Hand off the mouse. 31 HP, and he's got 1 more player left to tackle. It's the man who's done it all for Punk Esports throughout the game so far. He's got a 1 versus 2 ahead of him from a 5 versus 2, I believe. But Severe's pulled it all back right here and right now. This is where they need him most in playoffs of all times. Severe swings wide. Does good damage down to 44. Tap onto the bomb, and Severe's got to find the spray, but he's a little bit off to the right. He's got to reload. He's not got enough time. It's Reaper to do it. No ace, but the round. Oh my gosh. Can we get a little bit of a what's it called? A mic'd up moment? Oh, pause. I wonder if it's Revel pausing. It's more than likely not. I'd probably put money into the fact that it's the CT side taking a pause this late into the game. With still a couple of rounds to your name that you could be able to swing into your favor to make this one a believable round, but either way. Bruh, Severe's cracked, huh? Severe, I'm telling you, maybe Severe's online now. Maybe that's just the one. Maybe that's it. Let's go, Sato, bring in the energy. Let him sit on that. Dot pause. That's definitely a Jackro play too. That's definitely something that Jackro would do. AWP into the hands of Severe even still now. No AK this time around. He was going really just flat out nuclear, to be completely honest with you, in that last round with it. He's got his op now. Maybe he's finally found that spark inside of him to pull out here and now. 5 pistols up the front side of A for the CT side. Maybe looking to go through the smoke. It's actually through the sandbags that Severe tags up Shy Fresh. It's only 8 damage, but it's better than nothing. Fast into B now as the flashbangs rain true. They've got 1 player there to defend. It's Osser, but the CTs have continued their way forwards to the bottom of A. Deagle pulled Shy Fresh with another 1 Deag. Get him out of my feed, man. Nublis reacts accordingly to Osser, who catches him with his pants down. He does good damage, no frag, and that could have been everything for the round. It might have been their way back into it, but either way. Bomb can be planted. Alert. Only player on the site. Seamich is an AK, maybe looking to save that, excuse me. It'd probably be for the best. Maybe some exits, Shy Fresh and Alert trying to find some frags of their own. Maybe a gun to be picked up. And yep, Seamish just looks to be holding on to that to the very best of his ability. Severe, oof, missing his chance out of the surfing Shy Fresh, but the Deagle is not going to be quite as deadly as it had been a few moments ago. 13-12, Revel. Here once again, need to see Nova in the playoffs next season. That's facts. That's facts. Yo, can we get a scoreboard check? Dang right you can, Seamish. 24-14 for the CT side. On the opposite side of things, it's Nubla still at 23-20. Falling just a bit behind of his rival on the other side of things, but not too far. It's a pretty even affair all the way through. If there's anyone who really needs to be quote-unquote called out, I guess, it would be Osser on the CT side. But 14-12, or 14-20 rather, really isn't that bad of a score line to be playing with. So, if by, I think PO he meant playoffs. Oh, got it. So you're saying you're going to Premier. Okay. All right, well, let's see it. You've already set the bar. Flashbangs go at the front side A, and Alert's going to get a little bit scared about it. He's not really feeling it all too much. Molly to the sandbags, nobody's there. A lot of utility being spent to get this map control for the T side. Rightfully so. The only issue that I see them running into in the near future is if Seamish looks to go a little bit aggressive towards B and gains all the info that they need, but Nublis has already gone out through mid. He's gotten a lot of info, maybe able to cut off some rotations. Bomb can be planted. Nublis here's a player inside of B even still, also rotating over, and Nublis should have a free pick ahead of him as they rotate around and see who finds him, but it's also to find the kill. Surely not. What? Great pickup for him on the retake, a 5v4 almost instantly. Quite possibly a round-winning kill. But Kraken and Jackro over at the side hall, they're going to swing off of one another. Kraken finds one immediately back, 3v3, and that's great trading all the way through. It's now a man advantage for Revel all of a sudden. Brought right back, alert on the AWP over top of the site, finds one, but Severe, he's no sham on the sniper. He's got the USP pulled, but on top of the bomb, Severe pulls him off. A double, an all-important USP frag through the smoke to find them 15, and the CT side are broke. 15 on the horizon for them in Revel. They've done it. 7-0 start, an 8-7 half. And now we find ourselves at 14-12 with Revel. Moments away from taking us into map number 2. Their pick of Inferno. These last couple of rounds have been a lot of fun. Severe once again taking up a post above the smoke at A. Nade goes deep and actually does connect. Reaper eating a lot of that damage as well. Turning from the flashbang, there's a player on the other side of the smoke with a 5-7. It's Paxton. There's no flashbang, though, so I'm no longer as worried as I was a moment ago. But they've got to be ready for this player at the side. Kraken holding for a push at B. Seamish has already gone down to the bottom of the steps. Oh, wow. Head, no less. Severe finding the opener. The first frag found almost 50 seconds in, and Kraken looks to find one of his own as well. Seamish on the other side of the generator. He's done for. That may give off the illusion that the B-bomb site is a little bit more open than they were anticipating, and that's going to call over a rotation from at least one player. It's Osser who's made his way over with the aforementioned 5-7. Shy Fresh not with the Deagle this time around. Blasphemy. But he should be good for one as well if Jackro's not going to pay attention to the top side. Manages to make it work with whatever gun he gets, I guess. Here comes the util raining over. Smokes and mollies. All that good stuff. And the closest to them is Kraken. Does good damage. It's Nublis at range who finds one of his own, though. A little bit messy at the end, but he pulls it back together, and Nublis goes in for even further a frag. An ace would be required right now to take him to the 30 bomb in regulation, but I'm sure that's not exactly what he's looking for. I'm sure he's looking for that sweet, sweet map victory, and here we are right now in the first of what could quite possibly be 3 match pause, 15-12. Revel have done a phenomenal job of putting their opponent up against the wall. It's on their map pick here on Vertigo, like I had said earlier on, that they find themselves very hard strung against match and, or rather, not match, but map point to Revel. 3 rounds the distance between us and overtime if Punk Esports have what it takes to bring us there. 5 M4s, it's definitely a buy, which could make it happen, but I'm sure that Revel are more than ready to send us into their specialty. Through mid they go with a little bit of a contact play. Osser on the other side of the molly. It sandbags, and inside of the smoke, actually, Osser eventually goes over top. Jackro trying to find him over the side of it, but it's over top of the smoke that Osser finds him instead. It's a little game of cat and mouse, and Osser looks like he was a little bit more nimble today. Not down and out yet are Punk Esports. In map number 1, Jackro going down early on does bode well for them. The utility has run dry on 3 of the 5 CTs, however, so if they want to go for that A-sided retake, they're going to have to hope to God that they find a couple of more kills. Because otherwise, I don't really see a world where they manage to get it done. Boosted over top. Paxton's got a teammate on his head who eventually falls away, maybe at the worst possible timing. They will have heard that well and truly. A Molotov to keep them bay for at least a moment, but they inch their way closer to the site, and with 36 seconds left, the hit is coming on. 2 players to defend. Other side of it is Paxton and Shy. Through the smoke, Paxton does significant damage onto the sniper, trying to deploy a smoke to the side of his teammates to support. But a fight forward maybe from Reaper. This guy's just nuts. He does it every time. Severe on the AWP holding for the flank, though. Eventually does chime in for at least one. Osser on the other end of the sandbags, though, seems to have gone undetected. And that could be an issue for them, and it has been. Reaper's been caught into the side. It's a 1 versus 4 for Nublis. He's found that first over top of the smoke. He spots another, but he's already been spammed down. Alert finds them that 13th. The T-side have a buyback into this round and the next to follow. So it's going to have to be straight wins and nothing else for Punk Esports from here on out, because Rebel are not going to let their foot off that gas pedal. 26 frags. Maybe they're just trying to give Nublis that 30 bomb. He's inching his way even closer now. 4 kills in maybe 2 rounds. Do you think he can do it? I think he can do it. Spam through the smoke. Paxton down to 9. It's a painful pill to swallow, especially being up against map point now. Of all times, is not where you want to go down low HP early on without spotting a player. That HE will do him in, and that's an easy does it kill there. Alert with the op actually does find one. And Shy Fresh at side hall as well. He goes in for a further frag. Not quite going to finish it out on a Reaper. It's Severe by his side to finish the job, but he's come to life. Severe has well and truly brought himself back into form in this matchup. And he needs to be praised for it, in my opinion. 2v3 on the retake. Bomb can be planted with no utility other than a singular smoke. The CT side are going to have one hell of a time trying to make their way back into this one. Not only that, but there's so much utility still left over for this T side in the post plant. No molly for the sandbags. C-Mitch can't spot anybody. Time is starting to run thin. They have 1 kit. And in they go, finally. Severe at the bottom of the ramp. He's waiting to peek on ahead. A smoke on top of the bomb. Actually not going to be successful. It's a little bit fluff from C-Mitch. Tap onto it, though, and now they've got to fight. Severe up first. Misses his chance. Reaper doesn't. On top of the bomb goes Alert just next. He's got to finish in some fashion, and it'll be a double frag. 20 kills and 20 deaths, breaking even flat. And it is going to be victory on map number 1 for Revel as we go into map number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Inferno.
You by the fire. Listen, listen. There's something I must confide. I know I said that it'd be fine. I know I made it look like it'd be alright, but I think I learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna let you out of my sight. You can call me killer, 'cause I'll bring you to the light. And it might taste bitter when you're answering to God. You can call me killer as you look into my eyes. Nothing but a sinner, you won't get away. I'll bring you to the light, and it might taste bitter when you're answering to God. You can call me killer as you look into my eyes. Nothing but a sinner. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. 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 It's another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound. And we just slow down. For you and I were safe and sound. We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow. It's another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, feel that you mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, it's not like we need them. Safe and sound.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And
Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the action. Unfortunately, what the heck? GoTV was bugging out a minute ago, but we're back. A player has lost his life, but Revel now on their map pick here on Inferno have lost Kraken, but that doesn't really put too much of a spanner into the works for them, seeing as they still have the utility on the back of Jackro. They make their way closer to A, and there are only 2 players here. It's Paxton with the dualies, Seamich and Pitt. See if they can get anything done with that. Here comes the utility. Outwards they go, and it's Reaper to... What a shot on the Seamich inside a Pit. He goes for the 180, and he gets his first bullet. What is that, Reaper? Again? Can't see, dude. Oh, my God. OBS is getting on my nerves lately. My hotkeys are gone. That happened last night, too. Trying for the retake now are the CTs, inching their way closer. Nublis has found one Severe just the same, and he's going to clothesline yet another. Nublis with a double on the pistol. Best caster, NA, Kappa. Dog. I'll run circles around any other caster. Any other producer? Maybe not. I think NA casters do their own production. You'd be right. For the losers. Just kidding. 5 USPs towards the top of Banana. A flashbang to head out through as well. And Severe's actually been dropped. It's decent damage onto 2 at this point. SMG at the bottom waiting for them to make their way ahead. Should be easy enough frags for him, though. Kraken's going to sit idly by. His teammates are going to claim the A-bomb site in the meantime. Oh, that's right. We switched my keybinds. It didn't even get rid of them. That's even more interesting. I have no idea what constitutes that, but nevertheless, it's actually 4 of the 5 CTs towards the A-bomb site even still. Paxton picking up the SMG, and now they may be able to pinch on a Kraken still inside of mid. He's taking a fight with Paxton even still. He knows he's low. Are they going to focus him over anybody else? I guess the answer to that question is yes. Glock pulled, 1 kill found on top of it. Maybe money to be made by Jack Rowe, maybe money to be made by Alcer or Seamich. The head finally found. Good timing for it. Now they're going to run him down. Not quite heading towards the pit just yet, but they've been heard. Actually gone around the site. Seamich has been hurt as well, but Nublis doesn't seem to be ready for it, and even still he'll find the frag down to 44. It's the second round. And Rebel's still onto a hot start onto Inferno so far, but Punk Esports should have a buy here, I believe. They've got a decent amount of money on a majority of their players, and with that A1S being so much cheaper than that A4 alternative, there's no reason not to. And they've got decent utility. It's not perfect, but they really just have to fight with what they've got. Through they are. Jackro with the SMG is going to take first contact. Player with a nade out. It's Alcer, and the player at the sandbags has not yet to activate, but Jackro's got another. Surely he's not waited this long. Shyfresh inside of the smoke. He tries to spam some players down. Best as he may. Not going to pan out to him, though. Map number 1 was 16-13, favoring Revel. They took Vertigo. We're now on the map pick of Revel here on Inferno. Map number 3 is Nuke, should we need it. Paxton does get blinded, but Seamich is there to help out, and Kraken lines them up and knocks them down. It's a double form in the 3rd round. The money is still in the bin for Punk Esports now, and Revel have that momentum leading in from map number 1 now to continue that reign of terror, continue to bruise and batter and mentally shake their opponents, really. Punk Esports playing with pistols once again. A 4th round, not out of their grasp in the slightest. 3 is all they get, Copium. Yeah, right, man. Couple of players at lane side. It's Paxton and Seamich, as well as Alert, taking very, very aggressive apartments control. They've even got a little bit of a gimmick boost in here towards Boiler. Alcer's on the side as well. They're all ready and waiting. Shyfresh with the Deagle. We know what this guy's capable of. We saw him hit quite a couple of stunners on that first map. This crosshair placement is on for it. The flashbang should be good for Shyfresh to have to fall off back towards CT. Just the same, a minute left in the round, and there's no utility for the CT side. It's going to have to be all aim duels, and Shyfresh is going to have to be the one to win them. Not to be. It's an interesting setup towards the A-bomb site even still, though. That nade could be massive if it actually heads in towards Boiler, and Alert and Paxton are going to eat it. Right on the chin, also. He gets one with the USP swinging out wide onto Nublis, and there's 2 more players still by his side. It should be an easy trade onto Severe in just a moment. He's got his back turn. Surely not. Jackro finds one in a second as well. He catches the players as they fall down. Simic on the 5-7 finds one right back. Headshot down. It's damage on a Jackro. Not quite going to finish it, though. It's the hat trick. Maybe an ace into the round. It's only against USPs. Actually, a deagle for Shyfresh. Even still, if they don't clear him, that could be a painful way to lose out the round. They're not going to even head that way, though. Instead, back to B they go. Smart to it, though, is Shyfresh, and they have a smoke. They've got two, as a matter of fact, so he's not going to have the ability to stop them from making their way in. A shot rains through right on the other end of the smoke, and if he had fired a shot, he may have even found the head of Kraken right there, honestly and truthfully. But the AK still in the hands of Osser. Kraken's found one of his own. Bomb is in their possession, and it could be planted. A fourth, a little bit dicey, a little bit shaky at the beginning of it all, but things have calmed down, and they've weathered the storm, and things have regulated since. Also, just going to save it. It's a good call to have made. The money's not perfect. AK is going to mean a whole lot to them. They have max round loss bonus now. They would have been able to buy up anyway, but there's not really a whole lot of a point going and taking guns out of the hands of Rebel, seeing as their money is more than well off enough as well. We should be seeing some off battles now. The sniper duels on Inferno, a great map for it, and there it is. It's the money in the pockets for Alert. He's got it and passed over to Severe one as well. Is he, like, dancing with the idea of not doing it? I didn't think so. He's got a smoke and a molly to support that as well. No head armor, no problem. Up against just AKs. Everything's gotten a little slow right now. It's just shots being rang out on each side of the smoke. It's map control gained, at least by the T side for the time being. It's top banana that's there. Is Kraken holding on to it. Not so far away as Severe. Maybe just trying to bait out some counter utility from the CT side, and they're successful in doing at least that. It's a smoke. No flashbangs. There goes one over towards the A-bomb site, and the CTs have now dwindled themselves down to only 5 pieces of counter utility, but on that same token, I guess, in terms of post-plant utility, Revel have nothing as well. Simic with the opener, the first opener we've seen from the CT side, and actually they've done it quite a couple of times now that I think about it. Also, though, tasked with holding on to B front side of the site. Flashbangs going through from the CTs, but Severe on the op. He's too quick to the pick. 3v4, still inside of the bomb site. Severe could be massive with the sniper rifle in a position like this. This is where he may come to life. This is where we may see a game from him. This is a beautiful post-plant scenario for a sniper, especially considering they have no smokes to isolate the angles, not even any flashbangs to take these fights, and a double lineup for Reaper, although Alert may have dropped that sniper, and Severe, who's already found 2 in the round, is too little too late. A 1v2 clutch. Way too far out of his grasp, and it seems that Revel have grabbed yet another round, and Reaper not actually going to find that pick. It's still on for this one, maybe. Alert cracking the back of the bomb site behind the pillar, jiggling between the site. He's got to hit. Alert's got to hit the shot, though, and Kraken's not going to allow even that. Sniper rifle into his pockets, right back to its rightful owner. Maybe not in his pocket. That'd be a little bit big to fit into your pocket. The good old Simic SMG. We saw it do wonders over on Vertigo. See if he can recreate that same success here on Inferno. He's been avoided for the moment. A kill found immediately back on a molly from Reaper. Interesting call. He seems to have read that situation very well. Simic on the other end, not even able to get a lick of damage in after his teammate had fallen. Severe setting up the smokes for the coffins, and the God Flash just the same. Also dodges, but not too successfully. A spam through the smoke though with the 5-7's actually a lot more successful than I was anticipating. Great damage on to both Jackro and Kraken. The bomb site may be theirs, but the damage has been done. Reaper at least finding one onto C-Mitch at the bottom of Banana, but the retake is still on. No util for the CT side any longer. Are we going to see an actual rerun of that first map? Is it going to be a 7-0 start for Revel and then immediately hit 6 back for Punk? We'll have to call like a shaman if that's the case. Not able to find any more than that initial kill. It seems that Paxton is the only successful member of the squad at this stage. That may change. Shy Fresh, low HP player in the back of the bomb site. The guy with the deagle never misses. He doesn't miss that time around either, and almost a third. Jeez, this guy's so crazy. With that hand cannon. The pocket op. I feel like I've seen him get more kills with the deagle than anything else. 16-0 to make it too advanced. Sure, bro. Let's have it happen. Sniper rifles for both sides once again. It's utility galore as well. If there's ever been a more even keel round in the game, it's this one right now. Some beautiful Counter-Strike up ahead, I hope. Trying his luck through the smoke. He finds a little bit of damage on the Shy Fresh. C-Mitch, he's got a molly to help himself, as well as a smoke inside of mid, and the under porch molly doesn't really do a whole lot to him, but they head their way through the smoke eventually. C-Mitch hiding in the corner is not going to find anything. Alert, though, is there to try and trade back, and he finds double as well. Back into the site he goes, blinded up. He doesn't need sight. He knows this map like the back of his hand, and Osser in the back of the lines. Finds a frag. Bomb dropped. Reaper and Severe in the clutch 2v4, and it seems like the first round is all the more possible thanks to the jinxing of De Matoy. But as I say that, a double opener inside of the site from Reaper down to only 75 health over at Archway, though. Severe, he doesn't have the bomb on his shoulders, and he's been dropped. Rotating back over to B, though, is Shy, and Osser's in mid holding on top of the bomb even still. Reaper's going to have to clear out a hell of a lot of angles to make his way through this one successfully, but Osser's actually circumnavigated him. He's going to spot the feet, trying to jump out of the window room. Not going to pan out. AK even picked up a little bit of a hop. And Punk Esports do it. 16-1 to make it to advanced. Let's do it. Interesting round we have ahead of us. Very fast up through the archway with a couple of smokes. Our Rebel, and Paxton seems to be ready for it, tapping them away. 1, 2, and a third as well. The fourth not so far away from him. Reaper down to 74. The rotation is on its way through. An alert on the op at range. She'll be able to maybe find another flick. A headshot no less as Kraken jumps off the balcony and towards the pit. Not able to get new position. A phenomenal connection from the sniper, and that may be just what they need to get back into the swing of things. A second round on the board, and the T side are starting to lose their money that they had built up over that long period of time. The CT side not in that same boat. They've got 2 rounds of loss bonus, but as it builds for Revel, could be a problem, who knows. USP, that's all Jackro needs to drop Kraken. His teammate maybe got a little bit too far onto his nerves. C-Mitch gonna find a triple. Not quite the quad denied by Jackro himself. It's a little bit of a mishap, no problem though. Paxton not holding the right angle there, actually. Interestingly enough, C-Mitch, he'll turn his attention right on back, though. A 4K for him in the round. He brings himself to even keel 4-4 in terms of the kills and deaths. In a third round, now half of their opponents taking a pause. Rebel with a bye once more. Back into the action. Sooner rather than later, and here we go. Plugging in my charger, making sure my phone is fully charged to be able to read the chat. Play-by-play of my life. Flashbang into Boiler, though, and Nublis has gotten control of the apartments. Alert barely missing the spot onto the player at the bottom of T-steps, excuse me. Could have been a great chunk of information to utilize in this round here now, but Rebel not looking too shabby. Even still, a CT-sided map typically finding 6 rounds is pretty good in its own right. A 7th and even an 8th, probably. I think 7's ideal, but 8 would... Anything more than 7 is more than ideal, I'd say. Rebel with 6, though, is definitely good. Definitely good. Punk, if they want to swing their way back into this one, they're going to have to win out not only this map. Shy Fresh with a flashbang from a teammate, though, takes a fight. Severe, who's not blinded, though, and he'll be able to remedy the situation into the site they had. Oster's still here. He's on the other side of Coffins, but Nublis has dealt with him, and the rotation's nowhere in sight, but Paxton has dropped one on the lurk. It's Reaper who's done and dusted 3v3. Hopper in alert may have a good opportunity into the players inside of Coffin, but Nublis in the back of the bomb site giving a shoulder. It almost gave them the frag. Thankfully, he doesn't go down because Saphir is already so low. Posted up on him, alert with an, oh my, what an angle. That's so smart from him. He goes in for another. Not as successful as he was on that first, but style points for sure. Paxton dropping, Jackro leaves it on a Nublis. All in the clutch, all into his back. C-Mitch not yet spotted, head seen. Spray transfer is there, down to 13, but it's not the frag. It's a round for Punk, and C-Mitch has done it in the 1v1 clutch, as his teammate had been dropped just beside him. The 4th round. Just pistols this round for Rebel. It's alert at the top of Banana, who almost catches a shot through the wall. It's Nublis who's up close. Eventually he'll finish the job. Bomb up close, though. That could be a predicament for the T-side. Running down alert with the AWP, though. That could be an even bigger problem with Severe dropping Shy Fresh as well. A 3 versus 3, but the Molotov will keep them at bay for a moment, but one player's already gone through. It's Severe. It's actually not Severe. He was just taking Molotov damage. Trying to plant the bomb. Alzo's already here. He's gotten the frag as well, dropping the bomb. 2v2. Rotation finally coming through from Paxton now that they know that the bomb is there for a fact. Still waiting for this player in the back of the bomb site to make a move. Bomb not yet picked up. Severe's going for a little bit of a CT peek with the op instead. It might pay off for him. But C-Mitch has been very patient in the back of the bomb site with a Molotov flying through and a flashbang high as well. This could be a problem for Reaper. Taking a sweet old time. 50 seconds left. I guess the T's don't really have to play into the hands of their opponents in Punk. They've got a flashbang to use. What they could really use right now is a smoke. That much is for sure. And there it is. He's found one. You speak of the devil and they will appear. A flashbang for C-Mitch from Paxton, though, and Severe inside of the pool is done for, and Reaper in the clutch. Just the man you want for the job, though. Downrange, it's a tag. Down to 25 HP with no body armor, though. That could be a problem. And now he's got to find the headshots instantly. He's lined them up. 10 HP on both. Dinking them. Each of them down so very low. But no dice. No soup for you. That is, if they actually do go back and watch that demo, that is going to be like a little bit of like a kind of moment, you know, like a deep breathe in through the teeth kind of thing. Fast towards alt of mid. He goes off the wall from Paxton, and he falls away past him into the site as they gain brackets control very quickly. Burning to a crisp, C-Mitch under the balcony, though, but they don't realize it, and he's gone for a double. It's missed its mark. What an absolute fluff on that one. Severe, though, on the AWP. He's readjusting perfectly. He's gotten another kill inside of the site. 3 players still here, though, and a flashbang from Jackro to try and give that space to Reaper to make his way through. But what they've really got to be ready for is Osser. If they don't get through lane soon enough and nobody's holding on to him, that could be a problem. Jackro is ready for it, though, but not ready enough as he rounds the corner. He's not yet been spotted, and the shots are his. The opposite from here inside of the site. Alert is done for. Top of the side of Graveyard. Paxton tries, he made a dance around the site, spots off the balcony player, deals with him very easily, tapping away at the blind sniper rifle inside of the center of the site. Severe. Oh wow, that was actually some crazy alliteration that I didn't mean to do this time. Down through Banana, burning one to a crisp. It's the AWP of Severe, who seemed to maybe have been blind, perhaps, burning inside of this Molotov. It's Kraken who tries to bring one back. Good damage. Definitely taking a brunt of it. Not Banana control that they would like just yet, though. It's been forfeited to them. Jackro picking up this off of his teammate's corpse any chance he can get. 6-6. It's one round off of being a rerun from the last map, excuse me, but still kind of insane how both teams still managed to make this an even kill scoreline time and time again. Nubless kind of accidents Paxton there as C-Mitch is in front. He crouches down, and the head of the player just behind him is the one who actually falls. But considering they still have that man advantage, the CT side's not going to be too worried about that one. Kraken, though, he's got a great timing. Thinks that the flashbang is for him. In fact, it's not. Alert goes down trying to peek back into the archway, and now it's inside of the site that C-Mitch has to stand tall. He's got 3 players to deal with. Reaper, Kraken, and Jackro all up ahead of him. First kill found. Bomb dropped as well. Trying to wrap around the other side of the site. The AWP is there, but Reaper's caught him off before he gets the chance to do anything more than that. Posted on mid. It's a good call considering there is a player making his way around, but he's gone into the alt. Shy Fresh, wiser to it. The only problem is that Alcer kind of has to wait for his teammate, but he's not going to. He's not going to wait. He's going to activate on his own right, and Reaper's been spotted. Headshot found down to 9 HP. Easy kill for him to find, but Jacro's got to be ready to support in just a moment. Eventually peering his way back over to Modo, not spotting the shoulder, though. Alcer heads his way in. 5-7 pull. The AWP doesn't miss its second chance. 13th kill for Jackro, a 7th round for Revel. Finally, they make their names heard once more. Taking a look at the scoreboard real quick, it's Reaper 14 kills, 13 for both C-Mitch and Jackro. At the bottom of the scoreboard for both teams, actually Shy Fresh and Nubless, the 2 players we were speaking constantly about in the last map, as well as a couple of times in this map, I feel like, as well. Actually aren't popping off that heavy. It's Shy Fresh and Alcer at the top of Banana, though. They're tasked with buddying up with the little utility that they had to try and take a fight. They're going to do so, boost over top. Alcer takes a frag. It's Jackro who's caught by surprise. SMG for Paxton in close range. This could be favorable for him. Nubless on the other side with only a Galil. He's got Reaper to trade out, though. It should be a pretty successful one anyway, unless Paxton managed to get off the balcony in time after the kill, but they're going to back away. They're not going to commit to this one. The reload's actually been hurt, I think. That may be a good indicator of a rotation to be pulled. Alert with the AWP at Archway soon may pull his way away. I'm not quite sure. Alcer and Shy Fresh with a minute left on the clock only have 1 smoke between them and the remainder of the Rebel squad. Awaiting their arrival. Patiently. Good damage found. Alcer to finish the job. Found a double as well. USP pulled. Instead of falling back into the site, he continues the fight, and it's not going to pan out for him, although it doesn't really matter. Through CT smoke goes Reaper. That's crazy. This man is a monster. This guy is the smoke criminal second coming. Alert dodges the flashbang. Reaper still sticks by, but Paxton from Bananas, he's going to begin to activate with C-Mitch baiting from just behind. Down in the middle of no man's land is Reaper, and that's not going to be very great for him. It's the op of Severe in the 1v3 clutch. It's the first spotted, not fragged. Alert always finds that shot right there onto Severe in these post-plant scenarios. I feel like Severe never has the upper hand. Every time I've seen it, it's been from either here, posted, kill. From here, posted, kill. Or from here, posted, kill. Every time. Every single time. Maybe Severe needs to rethink his post-plant positions or something. I'm not sure. Maybe he should start playing like here. posted on CT and then just jiggling towards Banana or something, perhaps. Not quite sure. Anyway, back into the swing of the round. 7-7 last round of the half. It's quite literally anybody's game at this stage now. Whoever wins this one out has the advantage going into that second half. Blinded by the flashbang is alert, but nobody had even peeked. The T side instead sit towards the bottom of T steps with all 5 of their players bomb dropped as well. Shy Fresh, he's gone very close. There's a flashbang from alert, but there's a flashbang from the T side that'll keep them away for even longer. Kraken not clearing his corners though, and that'll lead to a double, and alert not able to convert. Very deep. It's Severe who dodges the line of sights from the sniper for a moment. Alert, if he goes back into this, he may even find it. Not quite. Barely missing the mark. A Molotov from a teammate who's rotated over instead, though. And smokes actually do rain through from the T side. Burning inside of the Molotov is Noobless. Surely not, my friend. It's Ausser who spams him down. Only one bullet was needed to do the job, and Reaper's on the entry with a flashbang, and he actually does so successfully. He's usually the man to do it, and he's doubled down. He's constantly finding these multi-frags. Into the bomb site openings. 18 and 11. Unsung hero right now, I guess, for Revel is Reaper, but they're on their way from Banana, Paxton, and C-Mitch once again. The dynamic duo, we'll see if they can do any better than they had in that last round. Actually, I say any better, they did just enough. It's a retake that was successful. Molotov towards the back of the bomb site. Blinded just half is Severe. Back in for the fight, though, wins it out. Paxton's got 2 fights to deal with, and Severe is the one you've got to worry about the most when he's hitting flicks like that and into the CT side. You definitely don't want to be giving him motivators like that. 8-7. Winning out the half is Revel now. Playing on the CT side. Last to ready up are these 3. It's always Reaper who's the last to ready up. It's kind of like a little ritual, I guess. As we switch things over, I dare say favor Revel even further heading into the second half of things into map number 2. I'd go as far as to say for a genuine prediction that Revel probably do end up taking this map, but I would like to see a hell of a lot more from Punk Esports on this T side, especially getting the ball rolling early, because I am quite possibly one of the biggest Nuke fans of any caster you will have met. And I would like nothing more but to head to that map. But in order for us to head there, we've got to see Punk Esports got to want to head there as well. And Revel clearly don't want to head to that direction. Instead, they'd much rather make it look a lot more convincing in the quick 2-0 fashion. In the first round of playoffs as well, that's where you'd like to be. But as we get closer and closer to that coveted Season 40, these teams both looking to find themselves in advance sooner rather than later. Same half indeed. Only difference being this is Rebel's map pick. So let's hope they've got a lot to show on their CT side at half. We can clearly see that double up setup is a potent one, quite usually at least, here on Inferno. Severe and Jackro, no slouches on those weapons. Haven't gotten to see a whole lot from Jackro on it, except for the couple of rounds he had picked it up off the corpse of Severe. But from the rounds that he did play with it, he looked pretty good. And it's obviously not the beginning of the season. We've seen Jackro play with it quite some amount of time throughout, and it's gone pretty well. I'm very excited to see if it's going to come into play sooner rather than later. Severe going for those flicks, man. Maybe relax a little bit in the warm-up now. He heard me, I swear it. That's funny. Hopefully a different outcome for Punk. For their sake for sure, hopefully a different outcome. Match is going to be restarted 3 times. Match is now live. 8-7, second half. Map number 2 here on Inferno. Let's get right into it. Utility for alert and alert only on the side of the T's. No P250s. No nothing. Very fast into the apartments go Noobless and Reaper, though. The timing may not have panned out into their favor if they had actually done that with all the onslaught of Punk players coming on to the Alta mid, but that not being the case, everything is well. Kraken preemptively tosses a flashbang a little too soon. Jackro, though, is going to need that flashbang right about now, and there it goes. He's going to fight back into it. Free frag for him. Very calm. Not shaking the mouse all too much, not making a big deal of the player ahead of him, and he closes out the fight just as he should, and now he takes up a more passive angle even further, takes another kill as well. It's he and Kraken over at Coffins who make it a 4 versus 1. Simic, can you do it? The answer is no. Revel find 9. The pistol round is theirs. Things are looking phenomenal to finish it out. Kraken giving a little bit of BM before we get things over with, now joined by his co-conspirator in the BM Reaper. Oh, joined by Nublis now. Severe, you went in on this? All right. All right. Leading by 2. Not in the cards for Punk Esports right now. I think they're just going to have to give up that fat double-digit round. Slow even still with just pistols. Not very explosive in this round here, seeing as 3 of the 5 of the players on Punk have already been softened up so very low. Deagle, though, from shot. I literally can't make this up. I only see this guy get Deagle kills. I'm not mad about it because they're all sick, but he's got to do a little bit more than that for me to say his name in the game and for them to actually have won it out. Nublis with 2, and Severe's got a double of his own, a 3rd on the board for Nublis. It's a hat trick into it all, and they do find that 10th, only losing 1 man. The A-bomb site hold is nigh flawless, almost, not quite. Good opening pick down through mid. Severe now with the off this time. That does it with an A1S. It's good enough for him. Nublis is a great angle as well onto Simic, who's unexpecting of the angle at the doorway. Hopping through the window, he's caught with his pants down, and it's a 5 versus 3 Paxton on 48 HP. Not so far off as Jackro, but he doesn't really have a whole lot to worry about. He's deep inside of the site now as he's rotated back to A. The solo hold from Kraken, but he seems to be having his wits about him. Jump spotting, spots 1, drops a flash as well, and he sticks around with the SMG for the time being. He's got a smoke, but he's going to deploy that a little bit farther ahead. Top banana control is theirs. Inching his way closer and closer. Paxton at the top. Time ticking away, and into B they head. Very quickly they go. Damage done onto Paxton. Great angle for Kraken on the SMG to get this done, especially with a great flashbang like that from Kraken. For Jackro, excuse me, he's going to find all 3 of them. No support from the teammates other than the utility needed. Tech 9's not what you'd like to see if you're a Punk fan. They may have that max loss bonus, excuse me, but Revel hitting 12 rounds. If they win out that next, having won out this round as well, not to mention they're going to have so very much money in their pockets to play with. Slow it down, though. There might be a lower bracket. I'm not quite sure. You'd have to check that, or someone else would have to let you know that. But very aggressive in the apartments is Reaper, as per usual. He finds that opening pick. This time on the CT side, he's been getting it done. It's Severe on the other side of the smoke in the front side of mid, though, that has to be worried. There are so many players on the other end, and if Flashbang goes through, which it seems to be, they're going to have quite the hard time. Through the smoke they spam. Reaper finds 1 a second as well. Nublis on the support, and it's through the smoke that they don't find even a 1. It's Nublis to finish the job. They keep all 5 alive, pick up a couple of pistols, and even hitting 10K in terms of money now is Kraken not so far off for the rest of his comrades. His compatriots. Damn. In the apartments, they've heard one hopping up at the very least. That's good info that they may not have been hoping to give away, but the top of Banana is something that Rebel have given away to their opponents. They've got 5 fully automatic rifles, excuse me, no sniper for Severe, although they had more than enough money. Keeping 5 players alive was just too good to be true. Retake utility at the top of Banana actually extinguished, interestingly enough, and both players are going to stick around. None of the Rebel boys were going in for a fight off the back of that. It's probably for the best. Smoke from Kraken. Deployed at the minute and 10 mark now. Nobody able to find their way forward anytime soon. The CTs have a hell of a lot of counter utility even still now, and the only issue for the T side is that they've got 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and a molly. Good luck getting into a site and then holding a post plan as well, especially with a molly still holding you back for even longer. Crown is coping right now, poor guy. Trying to make contact at the top of B. Wow, nice. The 1 bullet from Alert is all the Jacro needs to react accordingly right into the dome between the eyes, and a man up our Revel once more. Not something that they're too unfamiliar with. The Lurk smoke out for Shy Fresh, and the execute as well. Flashbang off the pipes. The pipes, or whatever, there's a different word for it. The chimney, that's the one. Severe hoping to catch them as they make their way out into the site. The pathing is good. Seavage finds the opener, lining up for Severe. He finds 2, as a matter of fact, though, and Nublis is still alive. Opera can't do a thing about it at that range, and it's yet another multi-frag inside of the A-bomb site to find them. Another round on the board. 13, 3 away from taking the match and the map, sending us to round number 2. BCA main playoffs. It's going to be a pause from Punk Esports now. They're starting to run out of ideas. Almost at half of the rounds of their opponent. Not exactly the greatest of sights to see. Still time left, though. Graves, why do I know your name? Isn't he a player? I know the name Graves. I recognize your name. That's that guy who plays for that one team in Maine. Kiss the ring, Podbot. Here we go. Round number 21. Severe with the heavy hitter. The big click. Fast towards A they go, though. Early pick found by Nublis in the apartments. They're blind and completely blind. They're bypassing him. Watching their teammates die, and though Alert might find 2, it's the Deagle from Severe who's feeling himself. Nublis finds yet another multi-frag in this round, taking himself to the top of the leaderboard for the CT half. 1 frag within, tying up with Reaper at 14. Rebel are now within just a taste. They can smell victory. It's cooking in the oven. He just walked in, opened the door into a nice house after a long day of work. Severe is really the GOAT. Quite possibly. C-Mitch disconnects, maybe reconnecting in just a moment. Maybe a minor technical issue. Shouldn't be all too long before we get back into things, though. And in the meantime, we get to hang out and absorb all of the information that we've been handed throughout the game so far. A lot has happened. A lot's come the way of Punk. A lot of it they haven't really been able to handle. C-Mitch has reconnected. The man, the myth. He's rejoined us. My throat is starting to face the consequence. So, who's trying to carry me in some ESEA pugs after this? I'm trying to hit B+, guys. Who are my takers? Who is it? Who's doing it? Leading the charge now by 7. Our Revel. Tested once more by at least the weaponry of Punk. Not quite the utility. Very fast towards the top of Banana. Almost Zaiwu-esque through the wall. Not finishing the job onto Severe. Very nearly, though. Down to 11 HP. Escapes by the skin of his teeth. And Jackro is going to follow suit. Doesn't want to stick around by the sandbags all on his lonesome for very much longer. Only B+. Dude, what the heck? That's toxic. Do you know how hard it is to get out of B? You don't understand. B is absolutely disgusting. Like, quite literally, if there was, like, an Evo hell, it has to be B. There's no way it isn't. I'm constantly getting matched with, like, 30-year-olds who, like, didn't play the game for, like, 5 years. Or people who just got ESEA, and that's crazy to me. It's constant, too, but into the bomb site they go, and clearly not just installing the game are Rebel. Jackro making that much very clear. Osser, though, doing him one better. Flashbang into the apartments to try and get some info, but there's nobody there. It's C-Mitch at Boiler, but he's not going to be able to do much. It's his teammates over on the other side of the map that are doing most of the heavy lifting. Severe on the op, low HP. One shot, one kill, though. Reaper finds one. All that he may need if Severe can find Osser close range like this. Osser knows how to open the post plan. He's so close. Severe's got to walk right into him to give him that frag, but blinded up. Alert may find one, a second as well. Severe's so low, though. He may drop the first. Osser's so close. No scope onto the head. What is that? Surely not Paxton. Finds them that 8th. What is that shot, though? That no-scope into the dome, no less. Style points. Style points. Severe 19 and 15 in terms of the kills. The only player on the squad who isn't positive right now is Kraken at 13 and 13, but doesn't really need to be called upon for a whole lot more at this point. SMG for C-Mitch, not perfect, not exactly what you'd like to see for the man to work with in this round now, especially within 2 of the win. Great one-way, though. Reaper makes good use of it. Oh, Nublis is so aggressive. He's so aggressive. He's going through the front side of mid. C-Mitch with a nade in his hand, caught off guard. Alert has no idea, and there's nothing he can even do to stop him. Reaper and Severe crossfired up at the top of mid. A recipe for success, and nice flick from Severe, choosing between one of his 2 targets. And the only issue for Alert is that he has no ammo in the gun. He was caught spamming a little too much, and now, without anything left into him, it's a 3v2, and Reaper's the only player left here. Alert spotted, dropped as well. Decent damage down to 68 is Osser as he's thrust into the clutch. Name I actually haven't really gotten to see in too many clutch attempts. Maybe he can make better on to where his teammates had fallen him before. It's not going to happen. Not going to pay out. It's another round, the 15th match point. Now for Rebel. 15-8 is a great scoreline for them to take this one out. It's a long way back for Punk Esports, especially considering their money. Only 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 players can, well, technically only 3 players can afford AKs and utility. But then again, technically 5 could afford AKs, but they're not going to do that. SMG for Paxton, AK for Shy Fresh with no utility. Alert's only going to have 2 flashbangs. This is their last chance. This is their way back into it. Double op setup for their first and what could possibly be the last round of Inferno now. Jackro dying to get that ball rolling sooner rather than later, finally gets his wishes, and Paxton's very close to the top side of Banana. Hasn't spotted anyone. He's going to be making contact. Nobody at CT is going to be fighting him, and a flashbang and a smoke could be everything for this. Nade on top of him, though, down to 70. That's the difference between life and death for the A1S headshot. Good flash into pool. Nobody receiving, though. Paxton's still just trying to gain some info, and in the meantime, the CT's still just locking down the A-bomb site with their utility, not hearing anything, not being met with any bodies. Utility raining over to the front side of B, though, a jiggle from Paxton. I think it was spotted by Kraken, and now Jackro is posted up and ready for it. Smoke now for the front of Banana. Great lineup. Great timing as well for it. Oh, they've already sent their their smoke through, excuse me, and the second one as well. A Molotov to follow. And it seems like this one may be done as it stands. Jackro in the back of the bomb site, easiest kill of his life onto a completely blind and deaf Shy Fresh. What is going on? Oh, we're top of the smoke. Severe, he's not done there, though. He wants another frag before things are done. Bomb may go down, but Severe's hungry, and he doesn't put out without a fight. Paxton, though, 7 HP, 1v2 clutch. Can he get it done? It'd be everything that his team needs and more as Reaper tries to maybe spam through the smoke on the other end. He gets close enough, just successful enough to get it underway. A 26th frag, a 16th round, and Revel do take the series. 2-0, no less. A phenomenal victory at the end of the day. And the boys, well, they've gotten over the line. Let's type in their little, thing. Was that it? 16-8? I think that was it. And that's going to do it for round number 1 of ECA Season 39 playoffs. Maine has been quite the adventure for Rebel so far, but they look to take us just that one bit farther. They're gunning for advanced. And tonight, they show us that they seem to be pretty hungry for it. We should have an interview on the line with Severe. He's usually the guy that I have to come into these kinds of things, so I'll call him up real quick. We'll hope that he responds, and we'll go from there. And we'll talk about the match as it unfolds. Severe, man, what's going on?
Oh shit, my bad.
Oh, Nublus is doing the interview.
Call me, I'll take it. No cap.
Dude, but I gotta get. But he said Nublus. Let's let chat decide. Let's let. I'm just kidding. All right, we've got Severe. Severe's interviews are always fun. I'll get Nublus next time, I'm sure. So, obviously, on map number 1, it's something that I like to bring up quite consistently, at least when talking about you in particular.
Struggle, let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I feel like that's your kryptonite, maybe not getting the ball rolling early on. But on Inferno, it seems that you got it on very quickly and you kept it going all the way through, which is usually how it goes. So, did you think that in Vertigo it was just you having a hard time like finding your timings? Was it just you not winning out aim duels that you think that you normally should, or is there something completely different that I'm missing?
We kind of suck when we first play. Honestly, everyone was playing good the first map. It was mainly just me that was kind of sucking. I really couldn't hit anything, I won't lie.
Right.
But yeah, no, historically our team has always struggled getting out the gate, which why we play the scrim beforehand, which is crazy, but I did pretty good, I think, on Vertigo.
Yeah, I think that at the end of it all, especially you made it look pretty good, Tony.
Tell me you saw that one round though, you know what I'm saying?
I listen, man.
Listen. I might be struggling, but you know, I got a little something in me still.
If there was, that's what I was saying. Immediately when that round happened, I knew that Inferno was going to be a good one, and it was. It was a really good one, and you made it so. I think you had close to 105 or so ADR at the last point that I had checked, and Reaper was popping it off too, constantly finding openings. I think you guys have just really found your footing with this 5 right now. But next up, how are you guys feeling about your second round play? You're playing against Eternal Rain. It's a team I actually haven't heard about, but I think you guys have a pretty good chance up against them. I don't know. I want to get your thoughts.
They went undefeated for a hot second. We played them on Inferno pretty early with Awake. That was one of the instances where we didn't practice beforehand. We kind of got stomped 16-6.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely can beat them because they're like a puggy-ish team. But we're gonna have to I'm gonna have to be online for that one from start to finish. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the best of 3 format honestly favors you guys in that matchup specifically. I feel like it just gives you a little bit more room to work with, especially considering that you've got a couple of maps in your pool that you seem to be not top 1 picking on, but I feel like you could float any of your top 3 maps and be pretty consistently strong on them as well. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, our map pool is pretty strong. Honestly, we don't really have even the maps we haven't played a lot, or the maps we're naturally good at. If that makes sense. So we don't need a lot of prep for those.
Yeah, that makes good sense. And then I guess the last I have one more actually as well. I asked you this when you first added him, but obviously it's been a while now, at least in terms of how much practice you guys have been able to have with Nublus. So how has he been affecting your team since he's been joining? Has he clearly he's been slotting in a lot better than maybe anticipated individually at the very least?
No, yeah, it's been good progress. It was rough at the start
right,
because of Nublus and because honestly everyone else was a little lazy. But now that everyone's kind of thinking, everyone's hyper playoffs, everyone's putting in work, it's made it easier for him to frag out, and he was fragging out, no cap.
Yeah, he was, and it was a great game to watch overall. I had a lot of fun. I kind of wish it went to Nuke. I'm a big Nuke fan, but I mean, maybe it'll happen in the next couple of rounds of playoffs.
Playoffs are boring for a second. They're boring till round 3 or something like that. It's okay, yeah, I was missing some of them, but it's still nothing's really intense yet.
Yeah, it'll get intense. I'm sure it will. And I hope to be there for it as well. But in the meantime, I appreciate you popping out for yet another interview. I kind of jumped the gun and called you myself. Maybe we'll get Nublus next time, but thank you. I appreciate it anyway.
Thanks. Always. Good interview, Teddy.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, so much for joining us tonight. That was Severe. I'm Why Not FPS, and this is LCA Broadcasting coming with you for another matchup. Tonight, Revel are victorious. Live loud And we'll catch you in the next matchup.